disagree with these takes?
No way.
No way.
Or do you approve?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt in my mind.
No diggity, no doubt. It's time to ask Michael Lombardi. No way or no doubt?
All right, Michael, let's get into it. We were just talking about those Minnesota Vikings last year after winning 11 one-score games. They've come out on the wrong side of one-score games 4 times already this year, 1-4 start, and now they're dealing with a massive injury with Justin Jefferson having to be placed on injured reserve. He's going to miss at least the next 4 weeks. So naturally, Michael, everybody has one question on their mind, and it is about their quarterback, Kirk Cousins, if things are going down. So no way or no doubt, Minnesota should seriously consider trading Kirk Cousins and planning for the future. Just move on.
I think there's no doubt they should. I mean, they're not going to win this year. The problem is he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. And they're going to have to get somebody to take on this enormous guarantee who's got an appetite. It can be done, but it's going to have to be a team that has A, cap room, and B, can get a longer-term extension. And what are they getting for him? What do you think they could get for him? If he goes out if they void the contract, because I think he has a void in his contract, Stormy. If they void the contract, they don't go into compensatory, he won't go into the compensatory pool. If he's a total free agent, then he does. So what could they get for him? What would somebody be willing to pay? You know, Matthew Stafford got a pretty good deal. They traded Goff and a bunch of picks for him. So this guy's playing great. So you know he's going to go for something. It's going to be expensive, but you got to get the contract worked out, and you got to get the cap number worked out. So I think it's something they should consider. It's funny because when you go through this league right now, there are maybe 10 teams that have a real Super Bowl chance, and then there are some that have none.
Yeah.
And so if you're in that non-category and your quarterback's going to be a free agent and somebody dangles something in front of you, I think you got to listen.
Yeah, and it's not like he's going to be that expensive. He's not in your plans from beyond this year. Just start the rebuild now. But I will say Kirk Cousins does have a no-trade clause worked in there, so he can kind of decide, too, if he wants to stick around or not.
Whether he had that in there or not, you're going to need him to cooperate.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're going to need him to help you because you're going to need to get Mike McCarthy, who's his agent. You're going to need to get him to help you kind of navigate and see, because nobody's going to do this for a 1 year to kick the tires. I mean, you don't do that for a quarterback. You know, you're going to have to do this for something that's more substantial than that. So for me, I think that's kind of where it goes, and I think they have to kind of do that. Cousins is, you know, he's only on his base salary is only $10 million this year. So it's a really easy contract to trade. Now it voids, and once it voids, it becomes a free agent. I think at that point he does go in the compensatory pool. So when it voids at age 36, he'll get a good contract. Then Minnesota will get a compensatory 3 coming back for him. So at $10 million, you know, now they take on enormous debt. They would have to take on $48 million of cap charges.
All really, really good information. And for Minnesota, we knew that regression would be coming. I did not expect it to have them start out the gates the way that they have. Now, let's move forward for a team, the Dallas Cowboys, who I think up until Friday or Saturday, everybody thought was going to be a contender this year in the NFL, especially when they opened the season with a 40-0 dominant win over the Giants. Well, that win looks a little bit different now. Their other wins are against the Jets and Patriots, teams we know to be struggling, and a loss straight up against the 1-4 Arizona Cardinals. Now, after getting embarrassed by the San Francisco 49ers in primetime, Michael, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but with the Cowboys struggling, no way or no doubt, the Cowboys could be in danger of missing the playoffs. Plus 270, do you think they miss?
Well, as of right now, they're not in. As of right now, I don't believe they're in. I wrote this morning, and when you look at the standings and you go over the conference, you know, right now they're the 7th seed. They're the 7th seed. New Orleans is on their track. So, you know, I would say, to me, they should make the playoffs. They're good enough. They can beat some bad teams. They'll beat a lot of the bad teams. I don't think there's any question about that. You know, like this weekend with the Chargers, I'm shocked that line's only 2. I would thought it would be more. You like them in a situation like this. The question is, can they get healthy enough on defense? They lose Vanderbosch. They've lost Diggs. Can they get healthy enough to get them to that next level? And that next level has Detroit in it. Like, it's San Francisco, Philly, Detroit in the next level. It's not Dallas in that level. And I think we've all overrated their defense. If you watch the Arizona tape closely and you watch them average 7 yards a pop in the run game, you see that there's plays that you can make. Sometimes when you watch tape and you study tape, you think to yourself, we can't make that play, or we can't make that play, or that there's no way we could duplicate that play. But when you watch tape, you say, okay, if we can block them like this, we're going to make that play. Or if we block them like that, we can. If they go against good lines, Philly has a good line, Detroit has a good line, San Francisco has a good line. They go against good lines, they're going to have trouble.
You mentioned the injury to linebacker Leighton Vander Esch, expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks with that neck strain that he suffered in Sunday's loss to San Francisco. Let's go to the AFC North, Michael. No way or no doubt the AFC North could be won by any of these 4 teams. The Steelers are technically in first place right now.
Steelers are the number 3 seed. Not only in first place, they're the number 3 seed. I mean, I think there's no doubt any one of these teams can win it. I think all 3 could not make it. Right now, 2 make it. 2 make it. Baltimore and Pittsburgh both make it. Cleveland's on the outside looking in. Cincinnati's 14th. They're all the way down the bottom of the list. So, yeah, this is anybody's game. I mean, we've got 5 weeks in. We've got 12 weeks to go. Watch out. Or we've got 16 weeks to go, 13 weeks to go. Watch out. This could be anybody's game.
And the
It'll
Ravens,
be fun to watch.
It will. And the Ravens, of course, lost a golden opportunity by taking that loss to the Steelers on Sunday, because they could have had an advantage winning division games on the road, all 3 opponents to start the season. Instead, they could only muster 10 points against a Steelers team that you shouldn't really need that many points to be able to beat. They can't do it. So no way or no doubt, Michael, the new Ravens offense maybe isn't any better right now.
No way I say that.
Okay.
I think when you watch that game closely, they had a lot of drops.
So many drops.
Aguilar drops a pass for a touchdown. Zay Flowers drops a pass for a touchdown. I mean, there were a lot of drops in the game. And I think, to me, they did what most teams do on the road. They kept the game too close. They had their chances. They didn't capitalize on them, and it came back to bite them. Interception in the end zone. Block punt. I don't think their offense, they finally have their offense back with their line. I would give this more time to sort itself through, and especially if they're going over to London to play against the Titans, who are beat up right now. Whether Jeffrey Simmons plays or not, their defense, the last 2 weeks, the Titans haven't been the stout run defense that we're used to.
Yeah, between injuries and drops for the Ravens, I don't think that their offense has really had the opportunity just yet to show what they're made of. How about the Lions, Michael? No way or no doubt, the Detroit Lions will have the NFC North clinched before December.
No doubt. I think the Lions are for real. Now, they got a tough test down in Tampa this weekend, and it's not going to be a push in the park here. But they are for real. They are for real. Their offense complements their defense really well. They can run play action. They run the football on everybody. I mean, they ran the ball on the Green Bay Packers. We saw how the Raiders couldn't. Well, the difference between the 2 teams are the Raiders' offensive line is nowhere near as talented as the Detroit offensive line. And when you have a good offensive line, you can run the ball on pretty much anybody. So I think they're the best team. I didn't think that to start the season. I wasn't going down the hype train. But what's convinced me is this defensive front. They have played much better than I thought. They're more physical than I anticipated. I think Jack Campbell, the first-round pick from Iowa, has really helped them. He gives them a physical size inside to go along with Anzalone. And so, they're playing better in the back end. Cam Sutton has played well. I like the team. I really do. This is one of those games now, everybody's going to be on the side of the Lions because they were able to just – and you wonder if Tampa can do it, but I think it'll be a fun game. I like the Lions a lot.
Where things sit right now, minus 425 favorite in the division. They are the second largest division favorite in the league right now. The only one with a bigger number is the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC West at $8, the price there.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.